Oh my gosh, we're live. Woohoo! Hello, my friends. We are live finally. We survived these tornado of 2026 in Salt Lake City, Utah. Oh my gosh, crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, before I get into all of that, let me get on my Instagram and get that going, and then let's get this party started. Oh my gosh. Okay, hang on. Oh, crazy, right? Okay, maybe. Where's my Okay, let's see. Live video. Okay, bear with me. Let's see. Well, maybe. Okay. Crud. Hopefully this works. Okay, bear with me, guys. I'm just glad we're up and working. We'll cross our fingers that it stays this way. Good Lord. Okay, let's see. Okay. Okay, go back to here. Okay. Okay. Maybe. Okay. Hi, guys. Sorry. I'm trying to go live on my Instagram and it's being really dumb. So bear with me here. My gosh. Can you believe the crazy weather, the crazy shit that's going on? I mean, it's just insane. Let's see. Okay, come on. Oh, I gotta change it to this. Okay. Oh my gosh, come on. Okay. Well, son of a gun. We may not be going live on Instagram, so sorry, Instagram peeps. I'm so sorry if you don't get to join. So I might have to tell all my Instagram peeps to go to Facebook or go to YouTube. Okay, let's see. Nope, don't want that. Okay, bear with me. Okay, we did that. So I'm going to be using a different platform next time instead of StreamYard. And I think that's going to help. So next time that I go live, I'm not going to have any problems. Hopefully, cross our fingers, knock on wood. So I found, my husband helped me find one that's a better one. And I'm hoping that it will be a lot easier and I won't have as many problems. And then I can stream to, I'll be able to stream to like, I think it's like 30 different places you can stream. It's so crazy. So, okay, well, that's on there. Okay. All right. Well, I don't know why it's being dumb. Go live. Okay, well, I'm not going to worry about it anymore. So Instagram, sorry, if you're on Instagram, you are not going to be able to watch my live tonight. So it's just going to be Facebook and YouTube. So I feel bad, but it is what it is tonight. So you just got to roll with the punches, right? It has been crazy. So I don't know if you guys have heard, but just as I was getting ready to start my live, well, first of all, my daughter had back to school night tonight, and I completely spaced it. So go me. But I thought, oh, we'll just move it out to 6:30. Well, literally right at that time is where we had a tornado warning. Not in my area, but where my daughter lives in the Tooele area. So it was just insane. And we just don't get tornadoes here in Utah. We just don't. So like I had posted, the last time we had a tornado in Utah was literally when I was pregnant with my oldest daughter, who is now 26, going to be 27. And it hit downtown Salt Lake, and it's pretty good size. It did quite a bit of damage, but it's just not heard of here. We just don't have them. Well, then today, so literally, I think that tornado 27 years ago was a month ago or so. It was like, I want to say it was in July, maybe if I remember right. But even the memories of it came up on my Facebook, which was crazy. But so anyway, we have experienced a tornado warning, and we've experienced some crazy weather, floods, crazy wind, all within the last couple hours. So, it is what it is. You just have to roll with it. But I'm glad that I'm here and I made it. And I was like, damn it, we're going to make this work tonight. And even if it's just for a short amount of time, but we're good. We're good. Even the tornado that was supposed to hit. Sorry, I'm restarting my computer here. Let's see, sign that up. I even told my daughter, I'm like, it's very unlikely it's going to hit, but we had crazy winds that comes with that. But yeah, it's been crazy. So, but we're here, and I'm excited for tonight. I haven't been able to do a live in such a long time because things have been so crazy. Busy in my, with readings and my business life, but then also in my personal family life. So it's just been a lot. And so I was excited to do my live last night, and then things just didn't happen. And last night I was too frustrated to try to figure it out. And then my husband said, we need to find a different platform for you to stream. And so we found another one so next time I do my live, I will have it all figured out. So I'm still on StreamYard, but so far so good. But I couldn't get on Instagram, which I gave up on that. So I feel bad if you were on Instagram or tried. My apologies there. But so we're going to make it work on Facebook and on my YouTube channel, and go with that, So, but I'm excited to share with you guys some of the things that have been going on. In my personal life, but also in the business life and things going on there. I just got back from New Orleans, so some of you might have saw that. I did the New Orleans Paracon. We had a great time. It was, if you've never been to New Orleans, I highly suggest that you go and just, at least go and experience, go down, Bourbon Street and just kind of, just experience it. Even if it's just for an hour, whatever. But we went there and of course did the Paracon, and then we stayed a little longer and traveled, went around, and we went on I took JC on a paranormal investigation, a ghost hunt at one of the most haunted hotels out there. It's called the Andrew Jackson Hotel. And I've got videos of some evidence and things that we got while we were there. And we actually we were communicating with a younger soldier that was JC's age, about 15. and he actually like was flirting with JC. It was so crazy. I am not kidding you. I have this on video. I can't wait to share it. This spirit literally was flirting with my 15-year-old, well, JC will be 15-year-old daughter. And it would only respond to JC when, you know, we were getting what's called, oh gosh, what's it called? My brain just lost the word, but we were getting intelligent responses, what it's called. So I'll have to share that. It was really interesting. It was really cool. So, but yeah, we did that investigation at the hotel, and then we did a swamp tour. We went and got to go in this big old boat, you know, and went out on the swamp, and we got to see all of the alligators and got some really cool pictures. And I mean, the alligators were literally like maybe less than 5 feet from the boat, you know, and then our boat, you know, guy, captain, whatever, nicest guy, he was awesome, but he's like, you know, they can jump in the boat. I'm like, oh, great. That's good to know. I mean, you know, they're not, you know, the alligators are, you know, not very, I mean, they're big, but not big, you know, it's not like big old crocodiles, but I mean, but still, I don't want no alligator jumping into my boat, you know, but, and then there's a video, and I posted it, but I'll share it again. I don't know if it got mixed in with some of my others, but, and maybe I didn't post it, but the freaking bugs there, I mean, insane. So there's a grasshopper, and I'm not kidding you, this thing is like this big, and they're passing it around on the boat, and I have nothing. I'm like, nope, I don't want to touch it. I'm not a bug person. I can't. And so Justin was holding the grasshopper and then passed it in front of me. So I've got a video of it, you know, as he passes it to the girl next to me. And yeah, nope. So I'll have to share that, you know, so you guys can see the big ass grasshopper. I mean, it's crazy, but it was fun though. We had a great time, and I'm going to be going back to the Paracon again next year. So the New Orleans paranormal team out there, and those who run the New Orleans Paracon invited me to come back next year. So I'm going to go back again next year and do the New Orleans Paracon 2027. So super excited for that, and just more fun things that are going to be coming with that. So more to come next year. But so I wanted to kind of show you something that I got, and then of course we're going to get into readings and all this stuff, and the things that, you know, why you're all here tonight, right? You're not here to listen to me jabber about my vacation, I'm sure. I mean, I know some of you like to, don't get me wrong, I love that, but I know we're here to do some readings. So let me let's see here. I was looking to see if I got, oh, good. Okay. Making sure my stuff is working. Okay. So, while we're in New Orleans, of course, if you know much about, you know, their culture and things there, you know, voodoo is very, very prominent, very popular. Now here in Utah, and I would say even maybe West Coast, and I can't speak for every state, but, you know, we are very naive and very uneducated about voodoo. And so I highly suggest that you go and research what voodoo is, and the whole, you know, how it came about. And it's a religion, right? So, you know, my booth was next to this place called Voodoo Authentica. The nicest people were next to us with Voodoo Authentica, and just, you know, they danced and they sang and they celebrated, and I've got videos of them doing that, and just the sweetest people, and you know, giving people blessings and these really neat like kind of these bags that were like blessing bags. And I didn't get a chance to like go and talk to him very much, and I should have and learn more, but it was so cool. So I thought, you know what, we really need to educate ourselves better on the West Coast, and especially myself and my, you know, my my family, on what voodoo really is, because we're so, wrapped in the idea of what we think voodoo is when it comes to what we see on television, right? So, and in the movies and whatnot. So, anyway, but I got the coolest thing I wanted to show you. I got this voodoo, I got a voodoo doll. I'm like, of course, I'm going to New Orleans. I want a voodoo doll. So, my daughter saw this, JC saw this, and it actually in the shape of a casket. I know that's kind of a little morbid, right? But it says New Orleans and then voodoo on the bottom here. And then as you open it inside, then inside, you can kind of see here, inside is this little voodoo doll. And of course, it's bright pink. I mean, look, it even matches my outfit, right? So look how cool this is. Isn't she beautiful? So, and inside the casket here, it shows all of the different voodoo doll types of, I guess, spells, if you will, or things that you can do. So it says a voodoo doll is made to represent a person that you can place, some of that, can represent a person, then there's a period there, Steph. So you can place some of that person's hair or a personal item inside. So if you want to connect more with that person, then you get a strand of their hair or some of their clothing. You put it inside the cloth to capture part of their soul or their energy. Then using the doll, what you do here is there's different colors. So different colors of pins represent what kind of energy you're wanting to place, that voodoo spell on, I guess, if you will. So yellow is for success. Girl, give me a bunch of yellow ones and poke it in mine, will you? I'm going to take some strands of my own hair and put it in here. White is for positive energy. Red is for power. Purple is for spirituality. Green is for money. I think we all would like to have some green pins put in us, huh? Let's get a bunch of green. If you want to send me some of your hair, I'll put it in here and we'll get a lot of green pins. All right, there you go. I'll help you out. Blue is for love. Black is if there's negative energy, I guess, or if you never want to place bad energy on anybody, ever, by the way. Don't ever wish bad karma on anyone. It says simply stick one pin at a time into the specified element. So I just thought this was so cool to have anyways. So kind of a fun little thing that I saw. There was so much there that you could buy, and they had other little voodoo dolls, but I just didn't like any. I wasn't drawn to any of them. And then JC saw that and I thought, oh, perfect. So Regina said, I'll take a dozen green, right? Absolutely. Janine said, cutting my hair now. Okay, send it my way. You got it. I'm here. I am here to serve and to help. So anyway, but I just thought it was kind of interesting, and to learn about what voodoo actually is, and just really how beautiful it is. So just I say go educate yourself and read about it. Yes, of course, I think with any religion there's good and bad, right? With any religion, with anything in general. So it was really cool. It was really cool to experience. So all right, well, of course we're going to be doing readings tonight. I pulled a really funny, just because I'm in that kind of mood tonight, I pulled a funny affirmation for tonight from the Smartass Affirmations. And I thought this was hilarious to read. So I'm going to read this to you guys tonight. This is an affirmation for everybody out there. So I think we all could really use this affirmation. But a couple things before we get started, because I haven't been on for a minute. So some events coming up that are in the works, I guess, if you will. So, and then of course, one other exciting thing that's coming. Oh, I cannot wait to be able to share something with you guys. I just can't yet. But so I'm in the works of reaching out to Callie's Cafe and doing another event at Callie's Cafe and Sports Bar. That's in the works. I believe Redemption is going to be reaching out. We're going to be scheduling an event at Redemption. I am going to be doing an event at May's Gathering Place, and that's going to be in October. It's the Saturday before Halloween. So Halloween's on a Saturday. Yay! And so it's the Saturday before that. So what's that, the 24th? I'll be at May's Gathering Place doing my annual Halloween, party get together. So watch for that. And then, sorry, I was reading some of your stuff. Then I know I've been promising that I was going to be doing a Wendover bus, and I still want to try to do it. I just wasn't sure when, because August to this month obviously has been busy. Next month, September, might be able to do, but I've got tons of parties already in the works. So, and then of course, October is my busiest month. So I'm working on it. So more to come with that. If we can get the Wendover bus going, I'm going to totally try to get it going again. And then November, the first weekend, I believe in November, the first Saturday in November, still planning on being in New Jersey for the New Jersey Para-Unity Expo. And I think that's it so far. I know Mandy's on, my daughter's on, who is also my assistant. So, but more things to come. But October is my busiest, of course, month. So if you're wanting to get a party booked, I highly suggest that you get with Mandy and get something on the books now, because October parties literally start filling up now. Can you believe it? I know it's end of August, but my gosh, I cannot believe we're talking about Halloween. So yeah, it's gonna be fun. So and then let's see. Oh, and then end of September, I'm so excited. I'm going to be going and doing a women's retreat with some ladies in Lava Hot Springs. I think they have 1 or 2 spots open. I posted about that. So if you guys want to look at my my Facebook post, I think I put on Instagram too. Go check that out. And it's really very affordable. $333 for this women's retreat with everything you're getting is insane. So look into that if you want to come, if you're in Utah or even in Idaho, right? So, or if you're out of state and you want to fly, I mean, you do you. So, and let's see, but yes, get your parties, get them booked now, because it's going to fill up so fast. And then of course, if you want to schedule private readings, I am booked now until September. So I think Mandy's on, I think like the first week in September, second week in September is where my next appointment is. Yeah, but then I'm going to tell you after middle of September, so in about a month, I'll just say that in a month, the reality show that I did an episode with. I'm trying so hard not to mess up and say some. For those who don't know, I did an episode with a reality show, and I can't share much about it, but it is going to be airing in a month or so. And once I think that once that episode airs, I'm afraid that I might get busier. So super excited. I can't wait to share. Once I'm able to share, I am going to plan to do like a watch party or something. So watch for that to come. But it was a lot of fun to be a part of that filming. It was insane. So I can't wait for you guys to see that. But more to come, but I would say get on the books now while you are able to, because it's going to get crazy. It's going to get busier. So, okay. All right, you guys. So let's get into some readings, but I'm going to read this affirmation. So I had to laugh. So, Janine said, when can you tell us what show? I think I can tell you the show when the season airs, when the season this the season, I can't even tell you what season number it is. The season they are in, as soon as that airs, the first episode of that season airs, then I think that's when I can share. I'm hoping sooner than that, because I don't know how much longer I can keep this in. It's killing me. So so but yeah, Jenny said you did a show a few years ago with Zach too. Yeah, yes, yeah, I did. So I unfortunately wasn't part of. I wasn't part of the filming, but Ghost Adventures was out here in Utah, and the paranormal team I worked with, WASP, we went out and they did an episode with Ghost Adventures with Zach Bagans. And unfortunately, I wasn't chosen to be on the episode that aired, but it was fun to just be there. It was fun to kind of witness and take pictures, and yeah. So, but yeah, that was fun. But you know what? I'm going to tell you, after the Paracon I just went to, watch for more, because I have it in the works that I'm working on trying to film with another paranormal team, out there, and as a medium, and hopefully air an episode with them. So yeah, more to come. But yeah, so crazy. But okay, so the affirmation says, I do not worry about petty bullshit. I show up, I hunt, I eat. So this is the front of the affirmation. Look how funny this is. Do you see the little poopy emoji? So crazy, right? But I thought this was hilarious. So I do not worry about petty bullshit. I show up, I hunt, I eat. So let me read the back. It says, your distant ancestors didn't dick around worrying about how good they looked to the rest of the world. They were out hunting animals, battling enemies, and creating empires. They probably smelled like ass and were completely unaware that their descendants would gel their hair, shave their butts, and implant body parts to impress each other. Quit focusing on the surface and do what needs to be done in the core to survive and advance. The future depends on you. Oh, I laughed so hard when I read this. I was like, I've got to share this one. But think about it. It's so true, right? I'm like, our ancestors, that they're like, they just literally did what they needed to do to survive. And we're over here worrying about, shaving our butts and putting, foreign things in our bodies. And like it said here, putting gel in their hair. And yeah, I was like, oh, I love it. So funny. So, you know what? Don't worry about that kind of stuff, right? So it says, I do not worry about petty bullshit. So I show up, I hunt, I eat. So there you go. Yeah, bleach in the butts. What in the world? My gosh. Can you imagine if our ancestors were able to see where things are now and what they would be saying? Like, if we could really hear our ancestors, I mean, I channel ancestors, I channel some of yours, but I've heard ancestors during readings, bring up things like, kind of disappointed or kind of like giving someone a bunch of crap about something. And so I've had that happen in readings. But it'd be funny. It would be really funny seeing, the stuff that we worry about now, right? Or that some of us worry about, right? Yeah. Don't sweat the small stuff. That's right, Regina. Yep. Yeah. Life is too short. And, it's one of those things where you just have to, live your life, enjoy it, do everything you can. because you just never know, when it's going to be over with, right? So, and don't hold grudges. Don't sweat the small stuff, right? Don't cry over spilled milk. Isn't that what they say? Yeah. Anyway, I thought that was pretty funny. I thought that was hilarious. But what caught my eye was the little poopy emoji on the front. I thought, oh, this has got to be a good one. So I thought it was funny. Okay. All right, my friends. So if you are interested in a reading, you guys who have been on before, you know the whole drill. So, but if you are new to my live, welcome, welcome. So please share this, you guys. Share. That's what keeps me going. That's what helps me to keep sharing my gifts and just, I'm telling you, probably 90% of my clients that I, have, and my new ones are all people that say they've been referred, or, they saw it, on Facebook or whatever it may be. So just, I appreciate you guys so much for, supporting me and sharing. And because honestly, I would not be able to keep doing what I'm doing. So, so please share. But yes, if you're new to my live and you would like a reading, the way this works is I need you to comment on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you are, 2 numbers between 1 and 44. And then next to your numbers, you're going to write what kind of reading that you are hoping to get. So if you're going to be very general. So if you want a reading about love or health or your career, a relationship, your children, whatever it may be, you'll put the 2 numbers and put that next to it. Then if you are hoping to get a message from a loved one that has passed, or, a departed loved one, then you'll put your 2 numbers as well. So make sure you give me 2 numbers between 1 and 44. Then next to your numbers, just write spirit. Don't write on there, I want to hear from my mom, my dad, my brother, whatever. So that way, when I do my readings, as a lot of you know, I want no information. I don't want to know even male or female. That way, when I start to channel, then you know that everything we're getting is completely organically 100% through your loved ones channeling through me as I share what I'm getting. So I always say, don't feed the medium. Don't give me any information. That way we know, it's from them. If you put your 2 numbers, then next to your 2 numbers, you can put general. I noticed a couple of people have put general, and that's perfectly fine. General is just basically whatever I'm drawn to. You're like, I really don't have any specific thing I need to, be read on, but I'm going to put general and then just trust in whatever my gifts bring. And and then we just go that direction, whatever that may be. So, okay. All right, my friends. Now the way that I choose, my people to be read, it is random. There is no special rhyme or reason. Nobody pays me. Nobody sends extra money. Although if you want to send me money, you're more than welcome to. You don't have to, but it really is just whoever I'm drawn to. So just know if you're not chosen, that it's nothing personal. It's just whoever I'm feeling drawn to. And that could be just whoever. Once I choose you, then I pin the comment, and then just let me know if you see your name come up or you hear your name, just comment, hello, I'm here. That way I know that you are still on and you didn't have to, hop off, go to bed, whatever. So as it's 9 o'clock at night, as I'm sure a lot of people are wanting to get to bed. So, and then when you comment ever so often. Please don't comment, back to back to back, because that just kind of clogs up the feed and it makes it really hard for other people to get theirs in. So comment, wait a little bit, comment, once I choose somebody, then I just ask that you hold your comments, unless, this is a big unless, what I am, reading, what I am bringing up, what I am saying is resonating with you, and you're like, oh my gosh, this is really fitting with me, then please comment and say, whatever may be. So, okay. All righty. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, and my daughter Mandy just said she accepts tips too, but you send your tips to her, to me, and I'll make sure she gets them. Okay, how's that? I promise. I promise. Okay, all right, let's see here. Let me scroll through. Okay. And sometimes we do, sometimes we do spirit-led readings. So if I feel like, I'm just not being drawn to anybody and let's just do spirit-led, a lot of people love those anyways. What I do is just welcome and open up the mediumship and just start sharing everything I'm getting through that. And then, then eventually it connects with somebody, and then that your loved one is trying to get a hold of you. And so, yeah, so just kind of be aware of that. Okay. All right, let me see. Oh gosh, if I can scroll here. Okay. All righty. Okay. All righty. Guys, my fingers are like struggling here. Okay. Okay. All righty. Okay, I'm gonna pin. Let's see. Okay. There we go. Okay. So so the first person that I have been drawn to, I'm going to read here, is Anne. I think it's Iva. My eyes are going all weird. Anne Iva. So Anne is on Facebook. Anne is 14 and 41. And Anne says, general romance, please. Okay. So what I'll do, and Anne said, hello. Thanks for letting me know you're here, my friend. Okay. All right. Let me mix up my cards here a little bit. So for those who maybe have never been on or not sure, or maybe you've been on and you're not sure, how the cards work into my readings, I use the tarot cards really just as a visual validation for you to see what my gifts are bringing to me, and that is it. So if the meaning of the card meshes with you, and especially if it's something that has to do with the topic, then we'll talk about it. We'll bring that in. But just know I like the cards to just be that visual validation. Okay. So I'm not a tarot card reader. I love tarot card readers. I think they're amazing. I don't know how they memorize all of these damn cards and their meanings, but they have a whole different, way of reading than I do. So, okay. All right. So, and 14 and 41. Okay. Give me 1 second, my friend. I'm going to count these out here. Okay. Perfect. Okay. All right. Let me put these little ladies to the side here. Okay. All right, my friend. Okay. So, Anne, your two cards that you have pulled, hun, with your two numbers. So, your first, let me write this down. Hold, please. 14, what was it? 14 and 41. Okay, perfect. Okay. All right. So, your first card with your number 14, you pulled this 5 of Pentacles card. Now, that card did come out of the deck right side up. It's going to be very important to know when they're right side up versus upside down. So your number 41, you pulled this Judgment card, and that also came out of the deck right side up. So as I start to do more readings, and I'm sure we're going to have cards that come out of the deck reversed, so I'm just going to mention it now. If cards come out of the deck reversed, they are going to help us connect with, or in a sense, validate your shadow work. So now shadow work is what you are working on for yourself, or the things you know you need to work on to just try to be the best version of you. Okay, so now just because for you, and just because you don't have any cards upside down doesn't mean you don't have any shadow work, because we all have shadow work, right? We all have shit we need to work on. You know, nobody's perfect, right? But whenever that you do pull two cards and they both are right side up, what that tells me ultimately, and not always, is that at this moment, you know, as we are sitting here doing your reading, that you are showing, or you may have what we call some blockages, some barriers, some things that you know, are getting in the way, or are in the way of you being able to really dig deep into, you know, that shadow work. What is it from my past that is really affecting my life that, you know, I need to work on so that I don't repeat cycles, right? So I know for you, and your question was general and then romance. So we're going to kind of not so much go general. I'm going to really talk about love and romance for you. So, and it's interesting. If you would have put general, very likely we would have talked about romance anyways. But so this card you pulled, this 5 of Pentacles. So a pentacle in tarot is something of value to you. So whatever it is that you value in your life. Now, pentacles, in other tarot decks, a pentacle is also a coin. So other decks have coins. This deck has pentacles, but same thing. So pentacles can be money. Pentacles can be, you know, what's of value to you. You know, your friendships, your, you know, your family, your job, your health, whatever it may be. So now keep that in mind for a moment. Now, the other card you pulled, this Judgment card. Now, this Judgment card is what they call one of the major arcana in a tarot deck, meaning that it's like pulling an ace, king, queen, jack, you know. So in looking at even how your cards are meshing with your question about, you know, love, romance for you, and couple things. There's a lot of, I would say, work that you have done in the past that I would say, is quote unquote your shadow work that you have done to stop repeating the same behaviors that, you know, would attract the wrong people in your life, right? It's like I tell people, especially when I do readings for women, and they're like, Steph, why can't I find my person? I'm attracting the douchebags. And I'm like, well, because you have not worked on your shadow work. You haven't worked on the past, you know, shit that has sat with you, that has put you in this energetic space of repeating the same behaviors, you know. So let's figure that out. Why do you attract the douchebags? Oh, I know, because when you go out, you know, partying to the bars, you know, you feel like you have to, you know, how do I put this? Make yourself and present yourself, I should say, present yourself in a way that makes you seem like you are quote unquote easy, right? And I mean this, you guys know I'm very transparent. So, you know, I tell people what they need to hear, you know, and I'll say, you know, yeah, it sucks that you can't go to a club, to a bar somewhere and dress sexy without feeling like, somebody's gonna, look at you in the wrong way. But it's also how you present yourself, right? You can look sexy, but if you are making yourself be more provocative, more that way, then you're going to attract these guys that's all they want, right? That's all she kept attracting. So we went back to, and we started doing her shadow work and helping her. We went back to when she was in junior high. Well, she had an unfortunate assault that happened, and we really dug deep into that. And that's where we found, oh, this is where her shadow work started. She started working on that, and then what she did is she stopped dating for a while, started finding herself again, finding that confidence, realizing, I don't need to do the things I'm doing when I go out. I don't even need to go to bars. I just need to trust that I am going to find my person. And guess what? She did. So, that's what I mean by that. So, when I feel like there's some of these walls, if you will, for you, Anne, or these barriers, it does stem from some of the past shadow work that needs to be done. So, and that's why both cards are right side up, because right now there's some blockages there. So, if I take you, Anne, back even like, let's say, gosh, I would even go to 2025. So if I take you back even just 1 year ago, Anne, were you dating at that time? And I guess I should ask, are you dating now? Because I'm not feeling a connection with anybody. And gosh, if you are dating someone now, then we got to talk. I always hate this part. But if I take you back a year ago, were you dating? And then are you in a relationship now? If you can answer that for me. But it's not dating. Okay. So were you in a relationship a year ago, Anne? So 2025, even end of 2024, as I'm kind of visually seeing, because I'm only going back like a year ago, maybe 18 months ago, so that would take us back, 2025, 2024. So I met someone in 2024, but it didn't work. Okay. So I will take it. So I want you to think about why didn't it work? Only, and here's the part. I don't want you to take anything that he contributed or she contributed. I don't see gender. I always just assume, but they contributed, why they left you or why it broke up. But what responsibility do you own to that? Okay. So, because there's a piece of what I feel of why this, broke off, end of 2024, I met this person. Okay. That makes sense. Okay. So, because I feel like you're carrying some of that energy still from that relationship in the end of 2024. So, and that is still, within you, that energy is still there, to where now it is putting you in that state of kind of projecting that energy, which may be why we've got these walls or these barriers. So, let's see, I have no idea why. Okay. So you never got any kind of closure, right? Is that what I'm understanding? Yeah. Okay. And that's, to me, that almost is worse than, when a relationship ends, or like it didn't work out and you're like, you just left me, you ghosted me. Why, what happened? I didn't get closure. Not getting closure, I feel, is worse than not, than getting some kind of closure, so, yeah, no closure. Okay, hun. So that is what I feel, why you've got these walls, hun. This card right here, immediately, you can see this gal, she's sitting in this room. She looks very sad, very somber. She's got the story behind this card is that she's trying to figure out the combination to get out of this space, to get out of this room. But if she would just lift up her head and look, the key sits right here. So I feel for you, hun, the blockage that I feel you have right now is the fact that you didn't get closure. And now you're like running through your head, what did I do wrong? Because Could I, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I dress wrong? Did I kiss him the wrong way? Whatever it may be. So now you're going, what's wrong with me? What did I do? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, my friend, you did nothing wrong. You did nothing wrong. What was wrong was that he didn't give you the closure that you absolutely deserved. And I'm sorry for that. That freaking sucks. And that's why the blockage is there. The judgment card that you pulled, hon, this is the judgment that you are placing upon yourself, that you have got to work on letting go, my friend. It's letting go of that, that judgment of like, what did I do wrong, right? And then your mind starts to wander, like I said, did I say something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Did I dress the wrong way? Did I smell bad? I mean, it's like your head will go nuts, right? So now that's why both cards are right side up, my friend, because right now there's that blockage. So I'm going to tell you right now, my friend, and I will tell people, I'll be like, oh, I'll tell you what you did wrong. I really don't feel that this was anything to do with you, my friend. I feel like, if anything, you dodged a bullet. I'm just going to say. So I feel like this person just wasn't such a great fit anyway. So good riddance, in my opinion. So now, with that said, what I see coming is what's even more important, and that is this new relationship coming that I see. Now, right about... give you like a roundabout time. So give me a second here to do some math in my head. We're in August. So, okay. Into December, into January, end of December, into January. Have you got some kind of work party? Do you have, I know it's the holidays, it's Christmas, there's New Year's. Do you have work party, usually around that time that they do for Christmas or New Year's? Because I do see you being invited to some kind of party like that. Now, here's the thing, my friend, you've got to go. You've got to go. And I have this feeling you're going to be like, no, I just want to stay home. I want to just, sit on my couch, watch TV, which I don't blame you by any means. But it's winter time at that time, I know, and it's the holidays. I'm exhausted. So I work from home mostly. Okay. So if you work from home, then if your work has any kind of party planned or someone else invites you, then please go, my friend. Please go. You're going to not want to, you're going to want to stay home. I mean, even working from home is so hard because you want to just, it's very easy to not want to leave your house. Believe me, I know. I know. So I want you to please think about going and just stepping outside of your comfort zone, my friend, because I see this new relationship coming. Now, I like what I see with this new connection, but I feel like it's going to be someone that you are not going to you wouldn't have even thought twice about maybe, dating, I guess, if you will. So, and that also might be something that I would say, just give it a chance, just give it a chance. Sometimes I think when we, have a type, or we have a checklist of like, this is what I'm looking for, then if they don't fit that, then, you're completely just not going to even try. But, and I don't see you being that way, by the way. So I just want you, let's say the person, okay, for example, let's say the person's a smoker and you don't like smokers, give it a chance. Because here's why. I'll tell you, my husband was a smoker, and I told him when I met him, I will not date a smoker. I hate it. I think it's gross. I'm like, and, he hasn't picked up a cigarette in the 16, 17 years we've been together. He quit after we started dating. So, it's like, those are the things that can be worked on, right? So that's what I mean by kind of be a little bit squishy in that sense. So sorry, my puppy's going crazy in here. So I also feel that even a past relationship that you had, that you were in, that was very serious, whether it was a marriage or a serious relationship, I also feel like there's got to be some healing with that one, my friend, because I feel like that ended very you know, if not tragically, very abruptly, and maybe didn't get any closure on that one either. So it's carrying all of this energy that is just, you know, out there roaming, and then not getting that closure, then that just, it ends up affecting how you connect with other people. So you know, you can do cord cutting yourself. I just did a cord cutting ceremony a couple days ago. It was beautiful. I can do them for you. You know, you can Google it, you can do it, or at least on a full moon, do like full moon energy work and write down on a piece of paper what it is that you want to let go of that is holding you back from finding your person. And then take that piece of paper and burn it. And then whatever is left of the piece of paper, whatever ashes are left, then you're going to give it back to the universe in a different element. So you're going to, you know, you've used fire, you can use earth, and you can bury the ashes. You can use air if it's a windy day and let it blow it away. That one's really kind of hard though. But my favorite is the element of water, and that is flushing that shit down the toilet. So you can flush those ashes. So think about doing that, my friend. And if you have any questions at all, Anne, please reach out to me and let me know. I am happy to help you with that and tell you kind of some more ways that you can work on that energy and letting that go. But I'm excited to see what comes of this relationship that's coming the end of the year. So let us know if you want to share. Let us know, okay? I love it. I love love, and I love new relationships. And I love when my clients message me and they're like, oh my gosh, Steph, I just met this person and you had said, you know, the timing and, you know, they're great. Or I'll tell them like, you know, be careful, you know, or I'll be like, girl, run, you know, and then they end up, you know, messaging me and they're like, oh my gosh, I should have listened. And I just laugh and say, it's okay. You know, you have free will choice. You do you, you know, so. Okay. All right, you guys. Okay. All right, Anne, I hope that helped you, hun. I hope that'll give you some excitement for what's to come and what to work on. And you're an amazing lady. I can feel the energy. I can feel it's just working on a few things, and then, you know, things will start to fall into place for sure. Okay. All righty. Let me mix these babies up and we will. Okay. All right. Okay. You are welcome, my friend. Okay. Let's go ahead, and I think we're going to do another one. Then I might just dive into a spirit led. So let me see. Oh, I like that. I just read Anne's comment. I like that. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. Well, I should have just went with my gut and what I was going to do. So, as I'm reading through a lot of your comments, probably, my gosh, I think majority are really hoping to hear from spirit. So, which I love that. So I think we're going to go with maybe spirit led as well. So hang on, actually. Oh, I just saw a comment. Bear with me here, guys. 1 second. Nope, I lied. Okay, I'm gonna, boy, this really caught my eye. So, okay, Jill Bearden. Jill said, my son has been missing for over 2 years. Will we ever find him? Oh my goodness, my friend. Okay. Jill, have you ever been on my lives before, my friend? And here's why I'm asking. I literally had a dream last night. My daughter actually, I woke up, well, I woke up my daughter talking and like panicking in my sleep, but I literally had a dream last night that I was going to be doing a reading for someone who was looking for a missing person. You immediately just I just saw your comment, and I just am wondering if you've ever been on my lives before, if you've ever asked this question, how you found me. I literally have chills, so I'm just curious how this all came about. So um, Jill said first time here. Okay, that's what I thought. Okay. All right. Um, so, um, Jill, I want to try to help you, and let's see if we can't connect right now. So, and Jill, would you feel comfortable? Would you feel comfortable coming on live if I sent you a link? And what would happen was you would come on and we would actually see each other and talk face to face. If not, that's okay. I know that that can be very uncomfortable, and you're more than welcome to just comment back. So, oh, Jill said, a friend told me about you. She gifted me a gift certificate so I can book with you. Oh my gosh. Oh, that's wonderful. So a friend had actually bought you a gift certificate. So oh, girl, you need to come see me then. Absolutely get booked with me. Absolutely. But I'm more than happy to connect tonight and see if we can't get something kind of started. And yeah, so if you feel comfortable coming on face to face, let me know. But if not, we can just communicate, you know, through just like we are now. I'll just watch for your comment come up. So let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. Oh, it was. Oh, yes, I remember Elizabeth Gutierrez. Yes, you did talk to me about it. That's right. That's right. I do remember you asking. So, oh goodness, my friend, I can't even imagine what you're going through. Okay. Poor Jill says, I'm nervous but willing to come on. Okay. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's try to bring you on. And you know what? Actually, you know what? I know my followers are going to be mad at me for this. Jill, I'm not going to bring you on, hun. I don't want to make you any more nervous because I can feel your energy, and I can do this without it because we're going to meet anyways. You're going to schedule an appointment with me and we're going to connect. So I just kind of want to get kind of things started, if you will, and kind of get that energy connection. So if you, Jill, what I need from you, hun, I need two numbers between 1 and 44. And we'll do it this way. We'll just kind of get a little bit started, and then definitely get that appointment booked. And Jill, honestly, hun, if I am booked out too far, message me privately and we'll make it work, because this is not something I would say that you want to wait around. I mean, I know it's been 2 years, but definitely let's see if we can't get you in sooner. Okay. So, but Jill, if you will comment, give me two numbers between 1 and 44, and let's see if we can't get some things going here. Okay, Jill said 7 and 11. Okay, so if I can have everybody else, if you'll hold your comments so I don't get distracted, and see if we can't get a good connection. And I just literally have chills that I had that dream last night. And then my daughter, I was laying on the couch and I woke up, kind of, I guess, crying or screaming. And, um, and I always have these dreams that end up happening, the night before I do a reading. And, last night we couldn't get the live to work. And then tonight was a bit of a struggle, but um, the timing, it's amazing. So, okay. All right. So Jill said 7 and 11. Okay. I'm going to write this down. Okay. And I love that you got a gift certificate, hon, and I can't wait. I can't wait for you to book. And, and I don't know if you're local in Utah, but regardless, you can come in person or we can do over virtual over Zoom. If you can come in person, I always say that's much better just because we can get that good energy, going. But if that doesn't work, we can have a great connection anyways. So, okay, let me write a couple things down here really quick. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. All right, and let me pull these cards for you. Okay. I literally have pressure in my head right now. Literally have like almost like when you get a head cold, and you get all that pressure, when you start to get that head cold feeling. So, okay, let's see. Jill said, "Oh, you are in Utah." Okay, perfect. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love that Elizabeth gave you that gift certificate. Okay. All right, my dear. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you your cards that you have pulled with your 2 numbers, which I already love. One of your numbers that connects, and I always love when the number you give me connects and the card pulls up and the card is that number. And I'll explain why. But so your number 7, you pulled the 7 of Wands. This we're saying your 7 pulled a 7. Now that card did come out of the deck reversed. So I'll explain in a minute what that's about. Then the number 11, you pulled this Queen of Wands, and that also came out of the deck reversed. So you've got two very very spiritual cards that really do connect with the divine feminine, which being that you are mom, right? It's that maternal energy, the mother energy. Let me ask you, why the number 7? Is this for the month of July? Is this your son's birth month? Is that connected to him directly? Because when the number 7 you gave me comes up, and then the 7th card that I pull is the number 7 of Wands. The 7 is a very lucky number, right? When we think of the number 7, we think of, it being a lucky number, right? So, and then the wand, with them both being wands, so both cards are wands. So a wand in tarot is like having, I call it your fairy godmother wand, and you're kind of using that wand to get what you want, when you want, and how you want it. So it's very powerful, right? The wands, when they come up, I love wands are always good in readings, always, regardless if they're right side up or upside down. Wands also represent fire. Fire is about igniting, getting shit going. It's putting things in motion, right? So Jill said, it is just a favorite number in my family, and the number of favorite football numbers. Football players. Oh, I love that. I love that. So, so it's, it's got a special meaning to you, and a special meaning, to, it sounds like, to your son as well. So, now when when the wands come up, both wands together, like you had pulled with yours, it's really, and especially reversed, it really is where things have not gone the way you wanted them to, and how you wanted them to, and when you wanted them to, right? So, um, of course, that's where you're at right now. To not know where your son is, to not have seen him for 2 years, to have no answers. I can't even imagine what you are going through, my friend. I can't, and I can't sit here and say that I do, but I can say, from a mother to a mother, my heart goes out to you. I'm sure every mother on here, I'm sure everybody on here just is sending you so much love and light, and hope that, things turn out to be in the best, scenario possible, right? So, one thing you will know about me is that, when I have helped with, missing persons, or when I've helped with, even unsolved, cold cases and things like that, it's I'm very careful with what I share. So know that whatever I share is really, um, very much 100% in what I am feeling is there. So now, with that said, I'm also human, right? So just know that I'm obviously not going to be always right. So, I am going to do my best to give you every impression that I can get, when it comes to what I'm seeing, in connection with your son. What I want to do is kind of start out with visually connecting with, maybe what happened before he went missing. The reason I do that is to make sure that you and I have a good psychic flow, and that we are connecting. Because if we're not connecting, especially, we're virtual. So if we're not connecting, or I'm off today, I mean, I've been gone, on vacation, and was in New Orleans and around all that energy, if I'm not connecting, if I'm off, then I'm not going to just dive into and say, oh, here, this is what I see. So I want to make sure that we can validate, or I can validate what you already know, right? So what's been going on, or what went on before he went missing. So that's what I want to focus on first, and do first and foremost. So, so I'm going to focus for a minute and do my scribbling. So it's called automated writing, or psychography. It is what, some mediums do to help get the energy flow going. And as things come in, I'll write them down and share those. So, and I can't even, a nightmare. Exactly, my friend. I can't even imagine, hun. Okay. Let me do some scribbling here for a minute. Okay. Okay, so first thing you had mentioned is that you said he's been gone a couple of years. You said 2 years. So, um, 2 years for me would be, obviously 2024. So when you say 2 years, it's 2024 when is that the year that, that he went missing? Was 2024 the year? Or is 2 years, 2023, we're going on almost 3 years, because I keep picking up on, the month of April, or the number 4. So, the number 4, would be like the fourth of a month, the, you know, the month of April, where that kind of comes in. So, okay. Oh, she said, yes, 2024 He was in jail for a couple of months. He got out March 8th of 2024, went to see his daughter on March 10th, then was with his girlfriend at the time, and they had an argument. He left late at night walking downtown, and then none of us ever heard from or saw him again. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So it was March 8th of 2024. Okay. So March 8th was the last time. Okay, hon. And do you connect with the month of April or the 4? Now, when you say he was in jail for a couple of months, was he in jail for 4 months? Is that where maybe the 4 is coming in? And you know, and then let's see, March 8th, went to see his daughter on the 10th. Okay. 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 Let me know if that resonates with you. Whether even if it's his birth month or the 4th of a month or where that may come in. So, okay, he was in jail for 2 months, but his oldest daughter's birthday is in April. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. Okay. His oldest is in April. Okay. 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 So now prior to him going missing, I'm feeling, I keep seeing that when he was in jail, that he did meet somebody while he was in there, who may have gotten out just before him or may have gotten out right after him. Are you aware of that at all by chance? And was he in jail? Was this drug-related reasons? Was this for having, drug paraphernalia, drugs on him? Was this the reason for why he was in jail, prior to, let's see. Okay, not really, but it is absolutely, okay, it is possible. Okay, okay. Okay. Yes, on the drug thing and violating his probation. Okay. 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 Do you connect with the name like Jax or Jax, Dax? Um, like almost like JA or DA name. Just visually as I'm seeing it, JADA, they sound a lot the same, Jack, Dak. Like even, yeah, Jack. And blue in color. Do you Do you know who maybe drove a older, smaller, uh, light blue, maybe, well, maybe darker blue in color vehicle? Maybe even, it may have even been a little bit run down, or needed, I mean, older car, so needed work done to it. Does that ring a bell at all? Um, Now colors are hard, so colors, blue can be even maybe a darker gray. So, um, but he kept that part of his life so separate from his family. Okay. I just want you to keep these names in mind, even if they don't resonate, because I'm telling you, eh, the many times these have come up later and they've helped law enforcement, or, they've resonated later. So, um, let's see. There could have been someone named Josh. Yeah. And I'll take Josh. Um, And okay, that drove an older dark green or turquoise Saturn. Okay, perfect. Perfect. Okay. Okay, perfect. Um, okay. If you're able to get in touch with him, he might be a really good connection with, even if you don't get much out of him, or even if law enforcement can. But there seems to be maybe some connection with him, to help, just even a lead, right? Just even a lead where it comes to that. So, um, I'm, I am, I know that you had mentioned that he was, or I think you said something about maybe heading downtown or something, but I'm really being pulled towards even like, Great Salt Lake. I'm being pulled more towards like, Wendover. I'm heading west. So, west from downtown Salt Lake, so I'm being pulled that way. So very well, maybe something also to keep in mind. So, police detective had spoken to him for, but not much from him. That's what I was afraid of. Okay. Okay. Well, I think he knows more than what he's sharing. So I would definitely keep that in mind. Um, do you connect with a name like Spencer or Spence? It's about what I'm getting. Um, Boy, why did I hear that name? Yeah, Spencer. Um, I'm trying to see if there's any other name that would make sense of where I'm hearing that. Unless it's the name of a city. But or I mean, I know there's Spencers, but so okay. Jill, so that just gave me chills. Several tips had mentioned that area towards Wendover, West Desert, and maybe gang related, and definitely that someone hurt him. Oh shit. All right, hun. Let me okay, let's see here. Me. Um yeah, I sorry. Okay. Damn. Okay. Um, okay. Dana, okay. Um, can you, well, actually, I'm not going to have you tell me yet. Um, You know, I really feel like I see him getting in a car with someone that he met while he was in jail, or that person, the person he met in jail gave him a number, of like, hey, check out my buddy, right? Here's his number. And then he meets up with him, and I see him in a vehicle, and very well, it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be the one that this Josh guy was in, but and then heading towards the West Desert, towards the Wendover area. So, and that's why I wanted to see if you knew any connection with those names, or if there was any reason he would be even going out that way, right? Um, I um, I just feel like whoever he met when he was in jail, that person knows more, and or at least can get a connection with who he had your son meet up with, if that makes sense. So, um, if not this guy directly. So I don't know if it's possible to see, who he was incarcerated with, if anyone knew, like, who did he buddy up with, all, and I know that might be hard to find out, or even know, but I feel like that the connection started even there, behind bars. Now, I don't feel like this was his first time behind bars, and it sounds like maybe not if he, violated probation. So, it can be that it was someone who he met before when he was incarcerated, So, um, it could be that time, if you will. So, um, um, okay. I really feel that he just met up with some wrong people at the wrong time, and just was a bit vulnerable. You know, um, maybe a little upset. It sounds like if he was in the argument with the girlfriend, I feel like he had no intention of planning on going out to Wendover, as I see it. So, um, but happened to get in the vehicle, and then, hey, we're going to go, take a drive, and we're going to go out here, and I'm going to meet up with my buddies. And then one thing leads to another, So, um, he, um, uh, I keep seeing something with it's bizarre, but I keep seeing a tattoo on the arm, on the shoulder here, either bird related or wings related. I don't know if your son has that or what this would be, but on the shoulder being, feathers, bird, wing related. I don't know if your son has this, or if this is someone that is connected to your son missing, but there is something with right on the shoulder, right, the arm area. So, um, he was definitely vulnerable. He had been in a car accident and lost his left eye. Can only see about 20% in his right eye. He was not a fighter at all. Yeah, that's exactly what I was seeing. Yep. Damn it. I always thought everyone was his friend. Yeah. Yep. Mm, okay. Um, mm, um, do you, um, okay. I keep saying the number 14. 14, 1, 4, 1, 4. This will be January 4th. This would be the 14th of a month. 14 years. Um, yeah, let me know if that connects. He had a lot of tattoos, but not a bird. Okay. Okay, perfect. And I like hearing that he didn't have it, because that definitely is something that I would say is very much a connection with maybe who took him, right? So so please, yeah, keep that in mind too. And the 14 came up. Then like I said, the 14th of a month, January 4th, mile marker 14. I mean, like the visions will come up and it can be that. So, but also the name like Vince or Vinny or or like Vincent or Victor, like VI. So if that rings a bell, that also came up. Then the name, like very common though, Mark or Mike, it's such a common name. So, keep that in mind. Um, oh yes, 14 represented the Martino gang and his little brothers. My other sons are, oh, dang it. Okay. Oh, okay. Wow. 14 represented the Nortino gang and his little brothers. My other sons are part of huge number in their lives. Yep. Oh goodness. Okay. Girl, this is not good. We have got it. Yeah, we definitely need to get you in to see me, hun. We definitely need to get you in to see me. So, yeah, you just that comment right there. So, wow. Okay. But let me know if those names ring a bell, if anything, resonates. But Jordan was never part of it, but liked to hang out with his brothers in their home. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Jordan is your son, right, hun? Jordan is your son. I like to hang out with his brothers and their homies during yeah, yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, I definitely feel that we've got a good connection. Um, oh, oh, he has a brother named Michael and a nephew named Vinny. Okay, so beautiful. Um, he was a rapper and went by Jago. Is that what that says? Jago. Oh, I love that. That is so, that's just like, I want to say that's so cute. That's probably not what anyone wants to hear, um, but, um, so the fact that I'm picking up on Michael and the fact that I'm picking up on the nephew named Vinny very well, is making sense of what we need to talk about more, hun. So let's get you scheduled and get you in here, and let's bring something that belongs to your son. It does not matter if it's just a picture. I mean, if you have a shirt, a hat, an object, something, bring that with you, because I can hold that. Now, as a medium, when we hold an object, it's called psychometry, and that psychometric energy, when we hold that, can help just magnify the gifts, and we can see things clearly, or more clearly. um, I I'm worried, hun. I am worried, but I want to make sure I'm 100% seeing this correctly. And I think you coming and us, bringing some clothes and, connecting, then hopefully we can at least give you some more clues, some more answers, something that can help you, and maybe even help law enforcement, right, to help find him. So um, that's just heartbreaking. Are you bringing the puppies in? Okay, thank you. Okay, lay down, baby. Because you need some answers, right? You need some answers, my friend. You need some answers. So, reach out to me tonight, and I'll get with, my daughter will get you scheduled and whatever works. So, my mama heart feels he's no longer here on this earth, but I can't live with not knowing what happened. He has an 18-year-old and an 11-year-old daughter. Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, and mama's intuition is always on point, hun, and I hate to say that, that, and, we as moms, we know they were our babies, right? I don't care how old they are, they're still our babies, right? But it's one thing and feeling it, and then it's one thing having the actual answer, right? So, and his kids need closure. You need closure, something, right? So, but it does sound like we have a good connection, and things made sense, and even picking up on Michael and Vinny, and that's very important. Especially, I mean, Michael's a common name, but Vinny, hearing that and that being his family, that's even bigger, right, of a connection. So yeah, you let me know, hon, and we'll get together and see what we can do to help you, and see if we can give you some answers and some peace, right? So and absolutely, you're welcome anytime you want to hop on here, my friend. Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know if you guys who are on happen to watch when my brain, I'm like just overwhelmed. Nancy Guthrie went missing, and a lot of people messaged and said, Steph, can you help? What do you think? And I'm very careful with that kind of stuff, right? Especially when it's someone that is so, it's so televised, it's so out there, it's so, it's a famous person's mother, it's gone around the whole world. And so I went on and I did a video and shared what I had, my impressions were, what I had thought. And that was done quite a while ago. I want to say maybe she had been missing a month. Well, if you go back and watch my video and you see what has now come up in her case, it gives me chills. It gives me chills, but it also frustrates me. I just think, I wish, and I understand why they don't, but I wish law enforcement would listen more to mediums, to psychics, to intuitives, to sensitive. But I get there's so many people out there that claim they know what they're doing. I get it. And I understand why they don't. But a lot of what I had interpreted a month after she went missing is now coming out of what happened, what they're realizing had happened. And I'm just, and down to even location of things. And, and I'm not saying this to toot my horn, and I'm not saying this to give myself notoriety. That's not it. I just am saying, it frustrates me, but I get it. I get it. So, if you guys, it's on my YouTube channel. You can go to my YouTube and find the video, and it's kind of long because, I do kind of ramble and I talk about, kind of in length what I got, but at the end of the day, when I saw what's come about with all of that, I'm just like, oh my gosh. So, but you know, everything happens the way it's supposed to. I truly feel that. I know that's not easy to hear, you know, especially I'm sure with, you know, Jill, and I mean, um, being a mom and going, well, why did this happen? Or why do we lose our babies? You know, why do our children get, you know, killed, and why do they pass before we do, you know? And we'll never know those answers until we're on the other side with them. We'll never know. All we can do is have faith in, you know, whoever you feel your maker is, that, you know, there was a reason that they got called to be on the other side. And I know that's not easy. So, oh man, I'm getting choked up. But I wish, Jill, I wish they would listen. I do. And so I hope just this might help you, hon. And then of course, when we meet, you know, hopefully we can get more, which I'm sure we will. And then you can share that, and, you know, with law enforcement or whoever, and hopefully, you know, I mean, if it even just puts a little bug in their ear, you know, maybe that'll help, right? So yeah. And yeah, Leslie, my friend Leslie that's on, that just said never easy. She knows her beautiful son was shot and killed a year ago. Innocent young man, just, you know, in a car, and unfortunately was shot and killed. And I've channeled Leslie's beautiful son, and she's going through it, and it's not easy, but you know, you take one day at a time. And you know, I can't imagine Jill not being able to just know, right? Just to know. I mean, that's got to be painful, my friend. So, but we are all on here. You know, girl, you are now family. So you are now family, my friend. So, you just know if you ever need anything. You know, I'm also Reiki practitioner. You know, I'll send you good Reiki energy and love and light and strength. And, you know, if anything, if this helps you to sleep a little bit better tonight, my friend, I do feel that he is going to be found. I do feel that. I feel that, whether it's one way or the other, but I do feel eventually you are going to get some answers and get closure. I feel that in every bit of my being. So, you know, it's going to be some time, but you know, it will come, hon. So, oh my goodness, I'm glad you feel the love, my friend. I cannot wait to meet you, Jill. I can't wait. So let's get you scheduled, babe, and get you some help, and we'll connect for sure, and see what we can find out, and get this ball rolling again. And you know, I mean, I feel like sometimes it just kind of, you know, it becomes a cold case, right? And then it just doesn't get looked into, because I know that law enforcement is so overwhelmed with things, but you know, maybe little bits in their ear might help, right? So yeah, absolutely. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. Oh, let's see. I was reading your comments. Said, yeah, I was reading. Yeah, amazing. We have such an amazing group of people. They're all so good here. All right, my friends. Well, I know that this was short and sweet, but I am exhausted. Sometimes that takes a lot out of me. So I'm gonna call it a night. I'm gonna go and eat some food. I'm gonna go and watch Vampire Diaries with my daughters. I've gotten hooked on that with her. I watched it years and years ago and got to like season 2 or 3, and she's gotten into it. Now she's got me hooked again, and we're like, you know, watching it together. So, you know, but school's starting in 9 days, I think it is. 6 days. They start the 19th. So what is that? 6 days. So I'm taking every bit of time I can spend with her now. But when she goes back to school, I am going to be loving it, because I get some time to just me. But so, all right, you guys, sending you so much love and light. I will see you. And maybe I'll see if I can't do another live here maybe this weekend or something, if I can make it work. So watch for that. Okay. All right, guys. Talk to you later.